Hey, good morning, y'all, from South Louisiana. This is Darla with Real Broker. I'm out and about this morning working with a buyer who is going to be looking at potentially a couple of houses. So let's talk about buyer's rights. If those of you who do not watch the news, or even if you watch the news, sometimes the news isn't very clear on what's happening. I'm going to give you a little bit of background information, and then I'm going to talk to you about your rights as a buyer. I will say, for you as a buyer, if you're looking to purchase a home anytime in the future, you absolutely need a realtor on your team who you know, who you like, but most importantly, that you trust 100% to do what's in your best interest. Not what's in the best interest of the realtor, not what's in the best interest of the seller, but to do what's in your absolute best interest. So right now, more than ever, it is crucial that you, if a buyer, if you are looking to buy a home anytime soon, you need a realtor on your side that you absolutely 1,000,000% trust, and this is why. Prior to this lawsuit that's going to be going into effect August 17th, realtors didn't really have to worry too much about going and show houses to buyers. They could show buyers houses anywhere that they chose to. And for me, if I'm representing a buyer, and for any realtor prior to what's going on for the lawsuit that just happened, we as realtors are part of what's called an MLS system, which means all the realtors who are in this system, before they go out and show a house, prior to this lawsuit that's coming about, we could, let's just say you wanted to go see 123 Banana Street. Before I would go show the house, I would look up the commission that was being paid to me by the listing agent's side. So in other words, it was coming out of the proceeds of the sale, but it was the amount that the seller and the listing agent had agreed to pay a buyer's agent. So when I list the house, I could end up representing both sides as the selling agent and as the listing agent. But a lot of times I list the property and a different realtor comes along with a pre-approved buyer and they want to submit an offer on the house, and that's great. That's absolutely great. Prior to this lawsuit though, it was super easy. I'd pull up the address if I had the buyers. I'd see what commission I was getting paid off of the sale price, of course. And listen, if I didn't agree with the commission, I could then just say, listen, I'm gonna set you up with a different realtor to go show you that house, and they'll go show you that house. So let's just say their commission was just ridiculously low. Or let's just say it was a listing agent who I knew was just somebody I didn't want to deal with, didn't want to work with. I could then give the buyers to a different realtor to represent them, okay? Well, now, because of this settlement, we as buyer's agents do not know, before we go show a house, really what the commission is. So this lawsuit basically states that before we as a realtor go show any buyers, any land, any houses, anything that's listed by another realtor, we legally now, if we don't do this, we will get fined for each time it happens. We have to get the potential buyer, before they go look at any properties with us, any houses, any land, anything, they have to sign. So if you're the buyer, you will be asked to sign, before you go look at any houses anywhere, what's called a buyer's agreement with that realtor, okay? And it'll say on it, you as the buyer are responsible for paying the realtor X amount of dollars if the seller doesn't agree to take it off of the sale price, okay? So just know that before you sign anything at all, that you absolutely 100% know what you're signing. You get that realtor to explain it to you, and if you do not agree with it, do not sign it. It is a binding legal agreement that you're agreeing to. So it's going to have wording in there that'll say something to this effect. And lots of different brokerages are going to have different forms. So make sure you know what you're signing before you sign it. It's going to say this and to the effect, though, that if the seller, for whatever reason, doesn't agree to pay any commission to the buyer's agent, or only agrees to pay a very small percentage of the buyer's agent's commission, or it's negotiable, it says, the form is going to say in some way, shape, or form that you as the buyer are responsible for the remaining part or all of it. So whatever the seller doesn't agree to pay, you as the buyer are agreeing to pay your realtor X amount of dollars, all right? Because legally, we cannot work for free. Nobody works for free. But know what you're signing. Because what I'm going to say to my buyers, if I have a buyer who says, listen, I need to go look at houses, but I have either a VA loan, which is 100% financing, or I have an RD loan or a USDA loan that is 100% financing, and I, as the buyer, do not have anything in savings to pay you as the realtor, then I need to make sure that whatever agreement we send to the seller of the house that they choose, that seller is agreeing to pay the commission. So you need to make sure that you are having trustworthy conversations with whatever realtor you choose to represent you. And if you don't have the money to pay that realtor, you just got to be honest with them and say, look, I just don't. So only show me houses that the seller is agreeing to pay a portion of the sale price to you as your commission, which, listen, that's always how it's been. The lawsuit came about, this is the version I've heard. I really don't know the exact true story, so don't take it to the bank. But this is what I heard. That a group of sellers up north, I think either in Minnesota or Michigan or something, got wind of the fact that technically they never had to pay a buyer's agent, and they didn't understand that, and no one explained it to them. Listen, anytime I meet with a seller to list their house, this is what I say. A part of the proceeds of the sale of the house, a part of it's going to go to pay me, and a part of it's going to pay a buyer's agent, or if I represent both sides, this is the commission. That has always been my conversation with sellers. But I guess some sellers up north, their realtors didn't really explain it to them, or they just were looking for a quick way to make a buck and sue some people, and that's what happened with the lawsuit. So now what it means is basically we just have more forms. We have to be more proactive with buyers to sign them. And we just have to have really, really good conversations with buyers and sellers. So listen, whether you're a buyer or a seller, the single most important thing that you can do is hire someone who you absolutely trust 100% to do what's best for you, to do what is in your absolute best interest. And listen, from talking to people, from getting referrals, just reputations of people, you will know what kinds of people are trustworthy. Make sure you choose a realtor who you absolutely 1,000,000% trust with whatever you want to do, if you want to buy or sell. And do not sign anything unless you absolutely agree with it 1,000,000% and they have explained it and you understand what you are signing. Listen, it is so easy. I find the younger generation too, and the older generation also, y'all, we get things on our phones, all these documents. I was just going through the loan process for a flip house. All those documents were coming in. The lender says to me, listen, I'm sending all these documents to you to e-sign. Just sign them. Do you think I could read that fine print on my phone? No. But I 1,000,000% trusted that loan officer at that bank, that she was sending me legitimate documents that weren't tying me to anything that I didn't agree with, and I signed them without reading the 10 pages of fine print that I didn't understand, right? So if you choose a realtor that you 100% trust, you don't really need to worry about what you're signing. But if you're dealing with a complete stranger and you don't know this person from Adam, make sure you absolutely know what you're signing. But listen, like I said, I'll say it again. If you choose a person who is well liked in the community, who closes lots and lots and lots and lots of deals, they're probably trustworthy, and you can sign what they're sending you to sign. But if you happen to be in a situation where you're dealing with a stranger and you do not know them, make sure you have them explain to you, and make sure you read what you're signing before you sign it, because it's crucial. All right, listen, if you ever have any questions for me as a buyer or as a seller, remember there are no stupid questions. Ask your questions, ask the hard questions, and ask them until you truly understand what's going on. You want to be in the know. There are no stupid questions. Y'all have a great Saturday. Maybe, I'm hoping the weatherman's wrong, because I feel like a little peak of sun is coming out through those clouds. But if the weatherman is right, it's going to be storming all day today, which actually would be just a great day to be home in my pajamas cleaning my house and decluttering. But I am out on the road showing houses, which I absolutely love. I love, love, love showing buyers houses, because that means pretty soon a new owner is going to be in a house, which is always a great thing. Y'all have a great Saturday. Take care, and be sure to reach out if I can help you in any way.